Yo, what's up guys? JP here. Today we're going to talk about the deadlift, specifically for beginners. Now when I teach the deadlift, I like to break it up into two parts. That's the setup and the actual execution. So for the first half of this video, we're going to talk mainly about the setup, how you position yourself with the bar on the floor. And then the second part is going to be talking about how we actually lift the weight off the floor. For now, I'm going to make a really big focus on the setup and less of a focus on the actual lift and execution. And in a later, more advanced or intermediate video, I'm going to make a bigger focus on the actual lift. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first part is going to have you come up to the bar. Now this is an often overlooked step. What we're going to do is stand so that the bar is over the middle of our foot. So you can see the bar is over the middle of my foot here. I'm not standing too far away from the bar, where the bar is over the toe, nor am I standing too close with my shins against the bar. That's also not ideal. We want to be balanced so that the bar is over the middle of the foot. Now from your point of view, that's going to look like that the bar is over the shoelace knot. So you can see that there. You don't want to stand too far away from the bar so that the bar is over your toes, nor do you want to stand the bar against your shins. Now obviously I'm exaggerating this both ways, but we want it to be pretty much perfect over the middle of your foot. Now second to that as well is that you don't want your stance to be too wide nor too narrow. A good place to start is to have your feet under your hips. And there's going to be some variation between some lifters. Some lifters will prefer a slightly wider stance, some will prefer a slightly narrower stance. But a good rule of thumb is to stand with your feet under your hips and your toes pointing forward. Okay, once you've taken your stance, now you need to grab the bar. So this is a pretty simple step, but what I want you to do is push your hips back when you bend over, just as so that you don't knock the bar. The bar should not move. You spent all this effort setting up your position relative to the bar. We don't want to move the bar around. Now you don't want your grip to be too wide, nor do you want it to be too narrow. Again, good rule of thumb is just under your shoulders. Edge of the knurling is a good place to start. Right, now we've got a good grip on the bar. We need to now touch the bar with our shins. So here you can see me dropping my shins into the bar, because remember the bar started off the shins. Now it's important the bar stays still. We don't want to knock the bar forward like I do there. So you don't want to drop your shins too low, just enough so that you touch the bar without it moving forward. Alright, once your shins are touching the bar, now we need to pick up the chest. So you should be pretty much rounded over at this point. And what we want to do is we want to straighten up your whole spine, as you can see me doing there. And this takes a little bit of motor control and skill, but it's an important step. So here you can see me doing that well. So you've kind of rounded over and you just need to squeeze your chest up, think big chest, and that'll put you into a good position. So now, after these 4 steps, we're in a good position to pick the weight up. And that's the position you can see there. You're in a really good position to slowly lift the weight. So as you can see, the setup is quite simple. I've got 4 steps to it. If you can set yourself up really well, you're going to be in a really good position to lift the weight effectively. Let's get into the execution. Alright, now you might have noticed from the starting position that the knees are over the bar. And in order for the bar to come up, you need to push the knees back to give the bar some space to move up. I'm going to talk about this in more detail in a future video, but for now, think about pushing into the ground with your heels, pushing your knees back. Whatever you need to do to get into your head that you need to extend the knees early in the lift. Alright, once the bar gets to about your knee level, this almost becomes like a Romanian deadlift if you've done that variation before. The bar is going to be at your knees, your hamstrings are going to be on relative stretch, and all you need to do is snap the hips through. And it's important the bar stays close, so I want you to think about rubbing the quads with your bar. The bar should rub your legs throughout this part of the movement. Alright guys, I hope that video was helpful. Pretty simple points that I've got there, but it's important that you nail these points down, because in future videos we're going to build on that and hopefully clean up your deadlift technique and make it as efficient as possible so you can lift the most amount of weight possible. If you've liked the video, as always, make sure you like it, share it with your friends who are having trouble with some deadlifts, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'm not far away from competing at the World Championships, so please stay tuned, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram so you can see all those updates there. Until next time, I'll speak to you soon.
Joey, come back! How the fuck did you get a bicycle? Holy crap, I'm running like a bicycle person. Oh my god.
Beginners specifically, For today, we're going to be talking about the more effectively through the lift. Oh, that's shit.